Jesus Christ, what's that? Just fucking stones.
No. Well, just fucking stones. Johan doesn't have the real archaeological blood. When such stones like here, a real archaeologist sees such stones, he has tears in his eyes.
I'm just crying about the stones, not about archaeological culture. Come on.
Behind me here is where we were before. There is this military depot, this old military depot. Now I don't know if I can use this voice over here or I have to dub it at home because it's quite windy and I don't know how my microphone will catch it. So I will probably only film here around and dub it with a real text or what I know or what I can tell you about this site. And don't forget, I'm here to search for Noah's Ark, or at least the origin of the myth of Noah's Ark.
The ancient settlement site lies on an island in the freshwater lake of Durankulak, in Bulgarian Durankulashko Ezero. Over the millennia, the lake was at times connected, at times disconnected from the Black Sea. It was separated from the seawaters by a narrow strip of sandy land. One of the longest unexploited Bulgarian beaches, a fact explained with the cold sea current flowing past the shore. The beach stretch ends in Romania. Today, no more than random rows of stone piles have remained of Lake Town from 5400 to 4100 BC. This was during its construction, and during its construction the ancient people began using wood as building material. By the way of landmarks, I would like to refresh your memory and mention that the pre-dynastic period of ancient Egypt dates back to the 4th millennium BC. The Sumerians appeared in Mesopotamian region around 3300-3200 BC. The Phoenicians settled in the land of would-be Phoenicia, their kingdom, in the 3rd millennium BC, and tribal legends say they had come from the Black Sea areas. The Israelites conquered Palestine in the 13th to 11th century BC, and the first historical kingdom, Shan Yin, arose in the 16th century BC in the territory of modern China. The development of Neolithic cultures in the lands lying south of the Danube reached as far down as the Crete island, followed more or less the same pace. Naturally enough, the Neolithic people did not care about our modern national borders. As we see this today, this is how Lake Town appeared in the summer of 2000. A settlement has existed on this site for as many as 6,000 years, starting for 5400 BC until about 1100 AD, when the first Bulgarian kingdom was conquered by Byzance or Byzantium. Presumably, Lake Town was abandoned because of the Anopheles, which I said before. For unknown reasons, today there are no more mosquitoes on the lake. One's confusion at the sight of all those scattered piles of stone is gone as soon as one looks at the articles the ancient people used in their everyday life. Walking past each other along the oldest streets where people of whose dignity and sense of beauty we can judge by the ornaments they left behind. The necklaces and bed strings betray a major aesthetic taste. Community life is integral. It's a system. All at once aesthetic, moral, intellectual, pragmatic, religious, institutional, hierarchical, and so on. The relationship between the individual subsystems is of nearly statistical character. The king's crown alone would allow us to form an idea with close approximation of the most likely profile, state and characteristics of his kingdom. Every modern firm in straitened circumstances would rely on this sort of things when decide to renovate its office. The inhabitants of Lake Town certainly did not choose the items to be found by us, the people to live 7,500 years later. Anything found at the site should be conceived as a reliable indicator of the level of their society. We are here on the quest for Noah's Ark, or where Noah has started from. On this site also has been found some evidence for worship or for religion, but this would not be the theme for this serial. If there are enough views and if there are enough interested people, I could go in this topic later. Also, let me say that here many graves, so tombs have been found, and the number is about 1,204 tombs, and they are even starting in the Neolith up to the late Neolithic Chalcolithic period, so 5,500 to 5,100 BC. So during the excavation and investigation work at the site, some important evidence was discovered about other prehistoric cultures, the cultures of Hamangia, Sava, and certainly, who we are here, the Varna culture. What is really especially astonishing from the 1,204 tombs found here, nothing was common in all these tombs. So all the tombs had something very distinguished in it. So it was more like an individual giving from this buried people. It could be an axe, it could be a figurine, it could be everything. So, but the most important is that none of these graves had something really in common. Every givings or every finding in each of these graves were very distinguished. Also, when we have maybe to speak about religion of the people here, we have to come back on the different findings in these different graves. this is a stone wall. Spread from one end to the other would be a clay layer about 20 centimeters thick. The clay was first mixed with chaff and, while still moldable, spread over the wall. After waiting for it to dry up, applied in the same way were the next layers, one over the other. By using these techniques, some sort of a climbing, shuttering construction, the ancient people could build as high as 2 meters. Finally, the structure was covered, and in all probability the roof was made of straw, maybe reeds or grass. The walls were plastered from the inside. We can conclude from some archaeological finds that the walls were also dyed and painted. The living space of residential structures run upwards of 100 square meters. It may be hypothesized that these homes were inhabited by all the kind folk, the whole extant family, although we could hardly say today what family meant to the people living in those times. So, my dear friends, for today I will close here and leave you on these impressions. I will come back in the next episode a little more about the geology, because we have a special guest who made me the favor to make some research on the really scientific geology of the Black Sea. I see you then, and afterwards I think we can make the conclusion and really speak again about Noah and how I really imagine how Noah went away from here with his arch. See you and stay tuned. Ciao ciao.